I tell you, I seem to be, my Facebook Live seems to be acting a little wacko today. But as you come in, I am going to thank you for coming in. And, you know, there's so much to learn about fasting as we prepare to go on this next 21 day and night fast. There's so much that a complete water fast, there is so much that it regulates, changes, totally restores and regenerates and repairs in the body during a particular period of time. And we want to make sure that we prepare our body so that it can do and facilitate the job of repair and restoration as we go into this fast. Now, you know, we've been, if you're in the church, the Pentecostal church, the what do you call it, the Bible-based church, if you're in any of those churches, you know we have been fasting forever, and people have been getting sicker and sicker, and they have not been benefiting from the part of the that part of the promise, the component of the promise that states that our health would spring forth speedily. Well, our health most of the time, and even some have come off the fast and even died because we didn't know, we were either not aware of how we should properly fast, and or we did not want to discipline ourselves to properly fast. And so what we need to do is we need to find out as much as we can about fasting, and not the difference between fasting today and the fasting that causes your health to spring forth speedily is your motive for fasting. So then if you're fasting to look cute, if you're fasting to lose weight so that you can get in that prom dress, wedding gown, event, you know, that dress for that particular event, and then you're going back to doing what you were doing before, then this is not, then that benefit you will not be able to attain. And we want to make sure that as you go on this fast, that your health springs forth speedily. So then, you know, I already have my mask on for my PSA, and that PSA is wear your mask. Hey, Brandy, like and share for me, please. Yeah, that PSA is wear your mask. And wear your mask until, wear your mask through this pandemic, wear your mask when the next comes, wear your mask as long as we are in these perilous times. You may get, what are they saying? I'm done with this virus. You may be done with it, but the question is, when will it be done with us? And until it is done with us, you need to wear a mask. You need to properly cleanse your hands, and you need to social distance, whatever that distance is, because depending upon the size of the fine particles, the finer the particles, the farther they can be dispersed. And so you need to social distance. And you need to do all of those things that are preventive measures. And wearing a mask is a preventive measure. It is not a religious act. It doesn't mean you're more saver, that you have more savings in the spiritual bank than someone that does wear a mask. Doesn't mean that you have more faith. Doesn't mean that, because you have people that are leaving here on both sides. Those that are walking in faith and not wearing a mask, and their faith is not keeping them from the consequences of not wearing a mask. And because this is not a faith thing. This is not a religious matter. This is a health matter. It is a science matter. It is a community health difficulty. And so then we wear our masks to protect those others in the community and to protect ourselves from the community. And it has nothing to do with politics, and, well, let's say it should never have had anything to do with politics, and it should never have had anything to do with religion. And one of the reasons we've had so many people die is because it got embroiled in all of this nonsense. All of this nonsense. And so wear your mask. Wash your hands. Social distance. Your first line of defense. All right. Blessings. Let's see here. We are coming up in March. Hello, Miss Pritchard. How are you? Blessings to you. Thank you for joining us. Like and share, please. We are entering into another season of fasting. Just we are, those of us that are behind the veil, we are on a circuit. And involved in that circuit is a period of prayer and fasting. And it has been amazing. I recognized and brought it to someone's attention that every time we get prepared to go on a fast, that there is a new variant. And that is amazing to me, because that resets the immune system. That fasting resets the immune system. Everybody's aware of that now. On the third day of a water fast, a complete water fast, the immune system is reset. And which is just totally amazing. The white blood cells are restored. The stem cells are restored, and the fat and the sugar regulation is the fat. What is the word that I'm looking for? The fat metabolism and the glucose metabolism. It is reset. It is that metabolism is switched. We're switched from the sugar from fat storage to burning that sugar, and so then that's why you can lose weight, and you can lose the and be delivered from the diseases and the problems that you have that are in those, that's locked in that store of that sugar and that fat. And so there's a lot going on. It resets, the fasting resets the circadian rhythm. And so we know that is our wake-sleep cycle. And involved in that wake-sleep cycle is the healing process. And so then a lot of us have wake-sleep problems, difficulties with that cycle. And so when we go on the fast, then when we go on it properly, then that circadian rhythm clock or cycle can be repaired so that the healing process works to heal the body and repair the body during that during those sleeping hours of 11 to 2 a.m. And that is including that 10:30 a.m. p.m. Did I say a.m.? That 10:30 p.m. that releases the healing hormones or the growth hormones. You can call them either one, because they're commonly known as they're called more frequently the growth hormones, but they are in actuality also the healing hormones. And so then we have a lot that fasting does for the body. And in the first 48 hours, I said that I was going to start having my notes so that I would not be rambling on and rambling on. And so let's see here what I got. So we are going on a 7-day fast. The first 48 hours of that fasting, it regenerates. I already said that it resets the regulatory system with that fat and that glucose in the body. And so that happens, and then we switch over from I believe it's fat burning to we switch over from burning sugar to burning fat. And so then that's our first 48 hours. That first 48 hours to 120 hours, it activates the pathways that enhances the resistance to toxins and stress. Now, I talk to a lot of ladies, especially young women, and Lord, are we stressed out? Now, I'll say we, but I'm at the age where I walk in peace, and that's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. But I've never seen so many young women that are stressed out, and they stress themselves out. They stress themselves out, and part of that is because they're not resting well, so that the systems of the body, they cannot heal. And then the brain is not healing. It is not repairing itself. And then because you're not resting well, the brain does not repair. So the stress of the day, it piles on up and piles up and piles up. And so at the end of the week, nothing has been repaired in that brain, in those brain cells, in those in that neurological system. All of the weight of the week is yet there on the brain, and then we go into the following week. That's one of the reasons why the Bible says that we are not to let me get the scripture right. I haven't said it in a long time, and then the thought of it just popped up in my head. Not for us not to go to bed angry. And the reason that we are not to go to bed angry, it's a scientific reason. And that scientific reason is that you lock that anger in the brain. You lock it in the memory. And so then that's why when you wake up in the morning, you're still mad. You wake up in the morning, you're still angry. The first thing you think about is that transgression. The first thing you think about is that thing that you went to bed angry about. And so then you wake up with that transgression because it has been locked into the brain. And you can't get over it. You spend your whole day thinking about it. And you spend the next day thinking about it. And all of that is because the brain has not repaired itself. because you have not either gone to bed during the healing cycle, or you're eating after 6 o'clock. You're eating late. Excuse me, you all. I need to situate myself here. You're eating late. You're eating after 6 p.m. You're eating the wrong foods. So then you're eating sandwiches, meat and bread, or meat and starch before you go to bed. And then those things, they are facilitating acid reflux, because meat and bread, they do not digest, or meat and starches, they cannot digest when they're eaten together. And so then when your body should be repairing, when it should be healing, it is pouring acid and alkaline, and excuse me, it is pouring acid and alkaline digestive juices on this starch and meat product, and the digestive juices are diametrically opposed to one another, and so they don't digest. And so now your body has been working all night long trying to digest this meat and this starch, and it's not going to happen. And so then we got a whole lot going on, that we need to be reversed and repaired during the fasting, during that fasting time. So then those are, and all of that I just talked about, we've got those toxins and those poisons because of those things that we are eating. I am, look at your children and see how they're faring. Because if they always have ear infections, if they're always full of mucus, if they have asthma, and they have all of this spleen, and they have this, again, mucus and inflammation and all of this, it comes from what you're feeding them. And then that stuff is never eliminated, evacuated from the body, and the deficiencies that are caused by the foods they're eating, and the disrepair that is caused, that is never reversed. It's never undone. And so then it is necessary. Fasting is necessary. It is absolutely necessary. It is necessary to undo the things that we do during the waking hours. It is necessary. So those toxins in that 48 to 120 hours, so that's 2 days and then and more, that the body begins to enhance the cellular repair. It begins to enhance it, and then it begins to build a resistance to the toxins and the stress that those things that are, some of those things that are stressing us out, is just a lack of peace. We just won't give it to God. We just won't give it up. We just won't release it because we've gone to bed angry, and it has been locked in our brains, and we can't get over it. And so on the fast is something that will reset, repair, regenerate, regulate, and all of those things, especially on a 7-day fast. It increases the your immunity. The regulatory systems in the immune system, they will be repaired. The immune cells themselves, the T cells, the B cells, the white blood cells, all of those things will be repaired. The stem cells on a fast the stem cells, because we use, the body uses them up, the body stem cells go to wherever you need repair and wherever you need to be rebuilt and all of that, and it goes there. They go there so that the enzymes can facilitate the repair that needs to be done in the body, initiated in the body. And so then those stem cells are used up. They're used up, and then they age like we age, and then they don't work as efficiently. But on the fast, when you fast, the stem cells, the production is boosted. The production of new stem cells is boosted, and not only are new stem cells, the production of new stem cells boosted, but those new stem cells that are boosted, they are more efficient. They're much more efficient. And so then, you know, this fasting thing, though it's a little hard, it's a little difficult, it's a winner. It is a winner. If you are trying to repair your body, if you're trying to get rid of disease. Now, there's some things even pertaining to cancer. I will not say what the study is, but studies have showed that water fasting, 120 days or more, that it is miraculous. I'll just say that it has miraculous effects as far as cancer cells are concerned. And so then, you know, fasting, it's just like remodeling your house. It is remodeling your house, this physical house. And so it makes you new again. It makes you new again. And so then one of the things that you need to do is your body needs to be hydrated before you go on this fast, because we've talked extensively about the enzymes and how you get the enzymes, or where you get the enzymes from, and all, and what they do. But you need to be hydrated before you go on this fast. I didn't turn the notifications off on my phone before we started this, so I hope that isn't bothering you. But your body needs to be hydrated. And so that means that before, we haven't as yet, tomorrow maybe, well, today is Friday, by Monday, by Monday we should have the date nailed down, the date of the fast. And so then you can begin doing the things that you need to do to prepare your body for autophagy, for the reconstruction of the body, for the reconstruction and repair of the body. And you need, if you are a person that does not drink water, then you are absolutely dehydrated, because if it's not H2O, it will not hydrate you. I don't care what they say on the commercial, and I don't care what they say on the bottle. And most of these things that we're being sold as, and they're touting as hydrators and electrolytes and all of these things, most of them you can't even find them in Europe, because it's against the law to even sell them in Europe. What am I talking about? These energy drinks that is also called electrolytes and all of this kind of foolishness. If you want to hydrate your body, if you're not a water drinker, then you need to drink H2O in an organic, in a clean form. So then I drink spring water. That's what I drink, and I make sure it came from a real spring. And not from around the corner, and not from behind somebody's garage. And let's say that you also, when you're drinking this water, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you are not diluting your minerals. water toxification. You know, if you weigh 100 pounds, then I weigh 100 pounds, and so I teeter between 100 and 102. So that means that I should drink 50 ounces of water daily, maybe 51. But I most certainly should not be drinking 124, 150 ounces. I should not be doing any of this. Someone, we had a conversation and they were drinking an enormous amount of water. I was like, are you sure you're drinking this many of these bottles of water? And they said, yes. So part of their difficulty that they were having is that they were diluting, that they had become deficient in their minerals, because when you drink too much water, it will dilute and wash out your minerals, and so, or your electrolytes. And so then you have to walk a fine line. You drink 50% of your body weight in water ounces. Now, something else that will qualify as water would be green tea. And that is an excellent and fantastic choice, because green tea has ECGC in them. And so that ECGC, it does a whole lot in the body. It does amazing things in the body, and we'll talk about that later. But to suffice between that water and that green tea that you brew on the stove yourself, and you put more, you squeeze a lemon in there, and you can squeeze some lime in there, and not only is that hydrating, but it's super hydrating, because the lemon and the lime causes it to become more hydrating with that vitamin C in it, and that ECGC, which we will talk about later, is just it's amazing what it does. It's amazing what it does in the healing and reversal process, and as it is working to help repair the body. So these are the things. These are some of the things that will happen when you are on the fast. These are some of the things, and when you do it the right way, when you give the body those, now remember, the body needs 3,000 enzymes. The body needs 3,000 enzymes to carry out 7,000 daily processes. And so then if you are not giving the body those enzymes, which you only get from raw foods, then those 7,000 processes, they become deficient in the materials that are needed to carry out the processes. And so, and that is one of the things that the fast does. Proper fasting. In proper fasting and proper preparation for the fast, you put those things in the body. You replenish the body. And so now remember, you're not going to be eating for 7 days. So that means that you need to overload the body with those enzymes, because they daily will be carrying out the business of repair, of healing, of restoration. They have to rebuild the cells of the skeletal system. They have to repair the brain. And if you're a Chinese food eater, and or a junk food eater, all these little things in bags and boxes and all of this kind of stuff, and you're eating those things that cause damage to the brain cells, can't figure out why you're having seizures, can't figure out why you're losing your memory, can't figure out any and all of these things. We've got 5 chemicals that are in our, we've got over 2,000 additives and preservatives, but we have specifically 5 chemicals that we eat on a daily basis, that some of our favorite little fast food restaurants, that's what they use to make their food delicious, and they attack the brain. Their brain toxins, their brain poisons. And so these are the kind of things that our body has to fight against, has to detoxify the body of, has to remove the inflammation, all of the inflammation that is causing the difficulties that we are having in our bodies. If we go on this fast properly and do those things that and give the body what it needs to undo the things that we have done, then, hey, Apostle. Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you for joining. And Glennis and Brandy, I've already said thank you and hey. And so if we prepare ourselves properly, we get ready to do this thing right, determine and decide that we're going to come off this fast in another place, in a healthy place. Most of us have had a bout with this Thanos, and so then we definitely need to go on the fast. We definitely need to go on the fast so that we won't have to wrestle with long haul conditions in the future. Because just getting over or just getting through a bout with Thanos, that is not the end. And so we have to shore up and prepare ourselves. And this is the last thing that I'm going to say, because I see that there are no questions. And so I'm going to let you go. But I read this just before I came on. And the report is that the FDA is finally saying that the immune system should be a part, boosting the immune system should be a part of fighting this and winning over this Thanos. Well, had that been said in the beginning, we wouldn't have lost so many people, because the immune system has the ability to make its own the chemicals. It makes its own. That God put everything in the body that is needed to protect the body, keep it safe, keep it alive, and keep it going, and keep it in divine health. Keep us walking the path that leads to divine health. But we don't know it, and nobody says it. It's been hidden. That little piece of information right there, that the immune system, the immune system, boosting the immune system should have been a component from the very beginning. But it was never spoken of and never said. And when it was in the beginning, we were told that our immune systems were not effective, would not be effective in this situation and circumstance. So now we're being told by the FDA that the immune system is vital in the fight against this. And you know what? It is true. It has always been true, and it should have been the first thing that we were told, and then we would not have had so many deaths. So then, I hope this was helpful. I was just trying to get our mindset, get us turned in the direction of the fast, so that we wouldn't look up 3 days before the fast and now we're trying to do all of the things that need to be done. We need to be hydrated. That's on your mind. We need information. We need to be, that inflammation needs to be reduced and needs to be eliminated. All waste matter, old and new toxins, poisons, and waste matter, that needs to be eliminated from the body. None of these things should be taken on the fast with you. And we need to start working on that getting in the bed and being asleep during that healing cycle, that, you know what, that thing is a job. It's a job for me. It's difficult for me, but I promise you, I work on it every night. I work on it. Sometimes I don't make it, but it's always in the forefront of my mind, because I realize, as old as I am, that I don't have time to waste my healing cycle. And as a teenager, well, you know, I had time. But as old as I am now, I can't afford to miss a healing cycle. And with the way that we eat and the way that we carry ourselves, with our bodies being so deficient and so depleted, none of us can really afford to miss healing cycles. We've got to give our body every chance that it has to heal and repair itself, because we put our bodies through a lot. So, okay, I'm going to stop talking. I am going to stop talking. I am going to say thank you all for being here and for meeting me here, and all of you that, especially you, my apostle, and all of you, Brandy, and let me say this name right, because you know I never say. I probably said your name right 4 times, and all the times, and you're so faithful. You have never gotten mad and said, that is not my name, Janice Pritchett. So thank you for being so faithful. I appreciate you. And blessings to you all. And I will see you again on Monday. You know, enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful time. Don't forget the revival tonight. Don't forget the prayer revival tonight. Tonight is the last night. And the flyer is on Facebook. It is on several pages. I believe it's on mine. I know it's on the Saw Call, not the members page, but the Saw Call where anybody can see. And so join us. You'll be blessed. You'll be blessed. See you Monday. Blessings. Go to church Sunday, even if it's virtual. I am getting ready to push the button.